Oh, hello. One sec. Let's pull this up and change this back. Hello everybody. LiamZilla4777 here. I know that's a terrible outro. But I decided to punish myself for not having up a video in months. I've been busy with classes. That's one reason. Um, now now And now, since I missed Christmas, I decided to make up for that by doing a Christmas video and talk about something quite particular that I can't seem to find that anybody else has spoken about. Um, am I still? Am I? Yeah, I am. Gotta love that touchscreen. Touchscreen. I'm being an idiot right now. So what I want to talk about is the Ebenezer Scrooge, the movie. Well, not really the movie, just a particular character that I find quite disturbing in all fronts when you think about him. And that is the Ghost of Christmas Future. I don't know if anybody's actually pieced this together or they just rather not, but this character really seems to have a dark hit. Well, he's very famous. Let's just say that. Alright, so and there he is, the Ghost of Christmas Future. That's who we're talking about.
Spirit! Before I draw murder to that stone to which you point, answer me one question. Are these the shadows of things that will be?
Alright,
Or shadows of things that may be? Men's courses in life foreshadow certain ends. But if these courses are departed from these ends, will the shadows of things that will be, or shadows of things that may be? Men's courses in life foreshadow certain ends. But if these courses are departed from these ends, will change.
Yeah, this character's really got a history. Everybody calls him the Ghost of Christmas Future, but he actually has an identity. He's actually very famous throughout history. If you're all aware of, well, and he's got, I cannot speak. Um, he's got, he's got plenty of clues that lead to his identity. Number one, earlier you saw that bony hand of his, but number two, he shows Ebenezer Scrooge his deathbed, his grave, and even Tiny Tim's grave. He's not the pleasant type of spirit. He's literally about death. Who do you uh, glue? Who do we know in history is tied to death? That's who this character is. Is, is draped in a shadowy cloak with a black hood and a face that you cannot see. Hands made of only bone. I'm making this rhyme up, or it's not even a rhyme. But he's literally death. The Ghost of Christmas Future is the Grim Reaper. This was not how I planned out on saying it, but I'm limited here, but
Isn't that so?
right here, grave, tombstone.
No! Am I that man who lay upon the bed?
Yes.
Spirit, hear me! I'm not the man I was!
Hold on.
Why show me the...
I don't want copyrights. I got hit by 2 copyrights. I didn't. Well, they weren't strikes. It's just that I had music from games that I was playing, and I got hit by, and the and I was copyright was mentioned on them. You love this version because it's so dark. unfortunately, that's how he's supposed to be portrayed. This character, even in the Muppet Show, he is still the Grim Reaper. His face is not shown. You see, he points out to two gravestones. He points out to a deathbed. And even in this scene, you can see his face. Excuse me. I'm sorry about that. But even you can see that his face is a skull. This is dark. And the other ones, the Muppet one, they kept his face in because I'm pretty sure if kids saw a skull, they would be terrified.
If I'm past all hope. Spirit! Spirit, assure me that I may change these shadows you've shown me. Change them by an altered life.
It's so funny because Scrooge is literally talking to death. He's literally face to face with death. The being that decides when and how you die. Well, in some cultures, he is the one who literally determines when and how you die. Sometimes it can be a painless death. Other times you die slowly and painfully. He is not your the Grim Reaper is not your omnipotent being. He's just one who does his job how he wants to. And you can't ever break from that. Death is death. That's it. If you're supposed to die, you can't try to prolong it, but death is inevitable. So literally, Ebenezer is bargaining with death to live. It's funny, but very dark. It's funny in the idea that you're trying to talk to death about not dying, about trying to live longer. But in the end, but when you're the one who's face to face with death, it turns from funny to downright sheer unrated, unadulterated terror. It literally is not a good day. You are literally not having a good day if you are face to face with death, with the Grim Reaper.
No, Spirit! No! No, Spirit! Oh.
Yeah, he's not having it.
Good Spirit! Help me!
Oh, he's not good. He is very not good.
Spirit! Help me, Spirit!
Look, it's a coffin. That is not what you want to see. That is definitely something you don't want to see at the bottom of a hole. But that is... I mean, you can't deny that that's not death. It's a... Jeez, there's the skull!
Spirit, I will honor Christmas in my heart until you keep it on the air. I will not shut out the lessons of the past, nor present, nor future. Oh, please, Spirit, tell me...
Punishment is punishment, Scrooge! You have to suffer! Yeah, bargain all you want. You've still been naughty. Or not naughty, but just bad. You have to be punished. Even if you've changed, you still have to be punished for the years, for what you've done to your employees. Especially that poor man who... I'm just glad that he did not have to go to Tiny Tim's grave in the end. But still... Seriously, I need a mic. But... when you think about it, this really can happen. I mean... this is what it is. Excuse me again. Punishment. Ebenezer has to go through it. And if That's the point of the spirits. He has to go through this because of all the years he spent a grouch and hating Christmas. So he has to be punished, even if he changes his heart. Even if it's like parent and child. Alright, alrighty then. So it's even the same thing with a parent. Even if a child is sorry for what he's done, he still has to be punished. This is all that it is. But when it comes to the Grim Reaper, he doesn't mess around. I'm gonna show you a more joyful looking one. This one's definitely not right. I mean, not even close. Here's the Muppets version. Credit goes to this person right down here for putting this video on YouTube. That might be a bit too loud. Yeah, that is not someone you'd want to meet.
Oh!
Very creepy. Just look at that. You can't even see their face. Their hands are pale, cloaked in a dark covered in a dark cloak with a hood. I need to check on something while this plays, so I'm sorry for this. Yeah, that is scary.
Am I in the presence of the ghost of Christmas yet to come?
That might just be me on my side.
Spirit, I fear you more than any spectre I have yet met.
And he should. This is literally death. No spirit can ever, not even a demon, can make you more fearful than the creature of death himself. Hold on. I'll be right back. But because of the USB port for my headphones, I can still talk while I go grab my computer plug-in. Oh yeah, by the way, you never thought you'd hear about the Grim Reaper being part of Christmas. Christmas, a time of joy and the very being of death is a part of it. I'm trying to plug these into my ear headphones. There we go. Excuse me.
This is too scary. I don't think I want to see any more.
No, when you're right, you're right. You're on your own, folks. We'll meet you at the finale.
Even they're afraid. And I haven't seen this before. I haven't seen this in a long time. And they're afraid. It's funny. They know who that is. And they're not having any of it. Oops.
We'll meet you at the finale.
Yeah. Oh.
I am prepared to follow and to learn with a thankful heart. Will you not speak to me? Must there be a Christmas that brings this awful scene?
You are very big
can we
compared
enjoy
to the town, pal.
It's all right, children. Life is made up of meetings and partings. That is the way of it. I am sure we shall never forget Tiny Tim or this first parting that there was among us.
I think he made a mistake there. He's like, you will not forget. Was his name Tiny Tim? I don't remember. You kind of said that wrong, but it can be a bit depressing, but that's the effect of the Grim Reaper. That's what he leaves in his wake. And there's no way around that. Wherever he goes, death is sure to follow. I mean, well, the sadness and depression is sure to follow. I mean, sure, death may be natural, but it's still the hardest thing in life to deal with. Let's continue. You can feel the emotion coming from this scene. I'm sorry if this is a depressing thing to talk about, but literally no one has ever talked about who the Ghost of Christmas Future is. Sorry about that. Let me go back for that.
Must we return to this place?
Yes. It's called punishment. You have to learn before you have to learn. You have to be grounded before you can go back outside.
There's something else that I must know. Is that not true? Spirit, I know what I must ask. I fear to, but I must. Who was the wretched man whose death brought so much glee and happiness to others?
Why did you point at him? Or must you point at his grave? And yes, you must. You must traumatize him.
Answer me one more question. Are these the shadows of things that will be, or are...
He's like trying to get out of it. He's trying to push back. He's trying to avoid it. You can feel the fear and terror in his... You can hear and feel the terror and fear in his voice. Excuse me again. Oh boy.
Are they the shadows of things that may be only?
Again, look. You must look.
These events can be changed.
Oh, brother. Just get it over with. It's like ripping off a band-aid. You just gotta get it done and quick. How do you think they do shots? Just a quick little pinch and you're done. Jeez, I swear. For me, I would do it fast, like getting a shot. For him, he's holding it out like he's getting blood drawn, and that's painful. It is not pleasant. Just waiting and waiting for them to fill the vials. It is uncomfortably long. I can only imagine the pain that they feel. I've looked it up, or I've seen a video of that before. Don't question me. Okay, I liked it better when the Grim Reaper cleared the snow away, because it was more horrifying. And
Ebenezer Scrooge. Oh, please, Spirit, no. Hear me, I'm not the man I was. Why would you show me this if I was
This is
past all
slow!
hope?
The first one I showed you, he was screaming he was screaming and begging for another chance. It's here, it's just like, you must see this. You have to see this. I shall wait for you to comprehend what you're seeing. In the first one, it's like, this is you. You will die. Yeah. Now get in that hole and fall into that coffin. Here they draw it out. I mean, in the first one, it was a drawn out of him falling into the coffin, but you could still feel the terror, horror. You almost felt bad for him that he had to come face to face with a being who controls, with a being whose name is literally death. here it's just not as scary because, well, you can't really see him, but you can't tell that he's death because his hands are pale and you can't see his face. He's kind of dressed like the Grim Reaper, but he's not using his power much. So this one's more of a disciplined Grim Reaper, I would say, but the first one is more of the Grim Reaper that we people are used to. We're used to a creature whose power can control how you die.
I will honor Christmas and try to keep it all the year. I will live my life in the past, the present, and the future. I will not shut out the lessons the spirits have taught me.
We're not going into that one, boys and girls, because that one's just not right. I mean, we don't get the Grim Reaper in that one. Excuse me. A Christmas Carol. The death of the ghost of Christmas present. I'll talk about him another time, but sometimes I think he's actually Santa Claus. I mean, he's a big beluga. Well, not big beluga, but he's like a big belly guy who's cheerful and yet punishing. Kind of like Santa. He sees you when you're sleeping. He gives you presents when you're good, and he gives you coal when you're bad. Okay, this one I've got to show you. I've never seen this one before.
Who feels emotion at this man's death?
Okay, that was creepy.
Wow. If he relents, there is, but that would be a miracle.
He's past relenting. He's dead.
To whom will our debt be transferred?
I don't know. That'll take time. And by then we will be ready with the money.
I never thought a death could bring so much happiness.
Yes, the Grim Reaper for you.
Now, show me some tenderness connected with a death.
It's Bob Cratchit's house. Oh, yes, Spirit. A place of joy and laughter.
You are
Thank you
huge,
for bringing
pal.
me here.
You are very huge. What time do they get to play him?
So quiet. Why is it so quiet, Spirit?
Because someone died. 2 people died, actually. Ya jerk. Of course you don't know that yet, but you're still a jerk. Great. I think this video says it all. So yeah, we're gonna focus on this video.
So thou love father.
Well, yes, my.
He saw Tim. By the by, how
Some shadow easily among ourselves. And I'm very happy.
Okay, here we go.
Spectre,
Spectre.
something informs me that the moment of our parting is at hand. I know it, but I know not how. Tell me.
The only parting that will be happening
What
is you
man
parting
was
from the
that?
world.
Whom we saw lying dead.
Before I draw nearer to that stone to...
The Grim Reaper, people, you really can't deny him anymore. It is still surprised to see that the ghost of that the Grim Reaper is tying himself into Christmas. Something you don't expect. And this is such a famous show. I wouldn't be surprised if this actually happened at some point where some poor soul actually had to face off with 3 ghosts, and one of them was the Grim Reaper. I mean, can you blame him? Such cruelty will get you killed. With such cruelty, karma will surely get you killed.
Which you point, answer me one question. Are these the shadows of the things that will be, or are they shadows of the things that may be only?
Yeah, also he doesn't speak. Something to expect. Yeah, he's not really much of a talker. Unlike those cartoons where he does speak, in those cases, like Billy and Mandy, he's just a whiny... He's just a whiny, spineless skeleton. Surprised he's able to walk. How does he stand without a... How does he walk without a spine? Stupid magic! But enough of that.
Men's courses will foreshadow certain ends. I accept that. But if those courses be departed from, the ends must change. Tell me that is so by what you show me.
He won't speak.
Am I the man who lay upon the bed? No, spirit. No, no, no.
Yes!
Spirit, I'm not the man I was.
I will not be the man I must have been but for this visitation. Why show me this if I am past all hope?
It's punishment.
Your nature intercedes for me and pities me.
His nature is to kill, or to tell you that you're supposed to die now. There's no way around this. Around it, guys. There's no way you can deny who the Ghost of Christmas Future is. He is the Grim Reaper. He is death. That is why these characters are so fearful of him. He is the most frightening of them all. Even with Looney Tunes, you could literally say that, what's his name? Taz. Yeah, Taz the Tasmanian Devil. He makes a great Grim Reaper, because he is literally because how they portray him in Looney Tunes is a creature capable of destruction and death. Though you don't see much death in a cartoon because it's for kids, he's still a savage beast. Excuse me. Who knows only one thing? Destroy and bring chaos and sadness. Though I really shouldn't use cartoon ones at all because, sorry about that, because you can see their faces, so that's why I don't really want to go for the cartoon characters. They may show the deaths, but they're not portrayed as good Grim Reapers.
That I may yet
unlike
change these shadows.
These kind of cartoons were meant for adults only, or meant for adult eyes. Death, Graveyard, or not cartoons, but these types of these types of movies were meant for families together, or for adults alone, but never for children alone, and for good reason.
You have shown me by an altered life.
Yeah, he's not doing that.
I will honor
life. Change these shadows you have shown me by an altered life.
For me and pities me.
Assure me that I may yet change.
Show you? I'm sorry, pal, but all he can show you is when and how you will die.
these shadows you have shown me by an altered life?
I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year. I will live in the past, present, and the future. The spirits of all three shall strive within me. I will not shut out the lessons that they teach. Tell me. Tell me that I may sponge away the writing on this stone. Oh, spare me.
I can't tell if he's laughing or crying. Because I sometimes laugh like that. But if he is crying, then that really shows his fear and really shows the power that this spirit has. He can show you when you die, where you will be buried. There's no other evidence that surrounds this creature, that surrounds this cloaked creature, this cloaked figure. He is the Grim Reaper. He is death, guys. And he terrifies all these characters. He made some of them cry. He made one scream and beg for his life as he was falling into a hole of a 6-yard hole. Mind you, not 6 feet. No. This thing was 6 yards deep. And as I'm saying, a 6-yard hole. A man was begging and screaming for his life as he was falling into a 6-yard hole into a coffin. If that's not scary, if that doesn't scare you, I don't know what will. There's no way around this creature. There's no way to deny what this creature is. And I'm surprised nobody's even talked about him. I guess this was something nobody wanted to cover. I mean, you guys probably already knew, but you just didn't want to talk about it because of how dark this creature can get. How many lives he can take within a second. Within a split second. The Hindenburg was a good example. The Titanic is another example. So many lives, and he had to take them all. The Hindenburg burst into flames because they used hydrogen instead of helium. Helium is a more stable version of hydrogen, as it has that one extra electron to keep it stable. One extra proton to keep it stable. Well, and hydrogen needs an extra electron to be stable. So in order to take, it has to cause fire. So yeah, a spark burned down the Hindenburg, and who knows, that could have been the Grim Reaper saying, "Hey, it's time for a mass spirit taking." I mean, the plagues and all the diseases in the world could also be the Grim Reaper or the other horsemen. But I'm getting off topic now. But as I'm saying, you can't deny anymore. You can't deny that the ghost of Christmas future, or ghost of Christmas yet to come, is the Grim Reaper. You can't deny that. And it's about time someone spoke about it. And I'm glad I did. And I'm glad I did, because it would have been painful to watch as no one else would speak about him. I mean, if this gets other people to talk about him and find more evidence to prove that he's the Grim Reaper, or find evidence against me, find evidence to prove that he's not the Grim Reaper, sure, I'm welcome to it. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see your arguments. That's the point. That's the point of this video. But, well, the main point is to point out something that nobody really would ever speak about. It's about time someone did. This is LiamZilla4777. I hope you liked this video, and if you do, please like and subscribe, and have a great day. Thank you all. so much for watching. And this is the end. For now. Night, y'all.